Yeah. Thank you, everybody, uh, for giving me your love and your beautiful comments. Yesterday, I had a beautiful day window cleaning. I was window cleaning. I got a call from Colin Zafke from the CO Visit, and he rang me up all the way from Honduras. Honduras. He rang me up while I was window cleaning and had a lovely yarn with him. And I love Colin Zafke. You're a beautiful brother, Colin. And you really cheered up my day. You really cheered it up. And I didn't cry once yesterday. It's like yesterday I was normal. I felt all my grief just go. So I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Even though I'm an atheist, I love the character of Jesus. I really do love the character of Jesus. And I'm a Christian atheist. I'm all for Christianity. And, and so, as I said, some of my very best friends are Christian, Colin Zafke, CO Visit, and Ellie Reno. Ellie Reno, she has a wonderful channel. She's Christian. And Jeff Parnell, they give me their love and their comfort. And they're Christian. They're Christian. And it's lovely to have an ex-Jehovah's Witness family. I also have there's another nice girl out in YouTube land, and she's an ex-Mormon, and she has a channel. Her name is Britt Hartley. Britt Hartley. Britt Hartley, right? And her channel is called No Nonsense Spirituality, and she's a atheist spiritual director. She helps atheists cope with the grief of losing God and losing out on the hope of living forever. And that's what her job is. She calls herself an atheist spiritual director. She is an atheist. She is an atheist and an ex-Mormon. And Britt Hartley, on No Nonsense Spirituality, she was brought up in the Mormon church, born into the Mormon church. And she's 39 years old. She's 39 years old. She'll be 40 this year. And she's an atheist. She calls herself an atheist spiritual director, helping atheists find meaning and purpose in life when there is no meaning and purpose in life, and enjoying life to the full, even though this is the only one we get, enjoying it and valuing our life as a lottery winning prize. We won the lottery of life. So many people don't get to be born. So many people die in the womb. So Britt Hartley. And thank you so much, Colin Zafke. As I said yesterday, I had tear-free day. I didn't cry. I was not emotional like the day before when I made those videos. I made a video on the bus going to the hospital, visited Nicole in the hospital. And when I visited Nicole in the hospital, she was on the phone. A Jehovah's Witness sister rang her up, an elder's wife, and I said, "Oh, hello," because I could hear her talking to Nikki on the phone beside her bed, and I said, "Oh, hello, sister," elder's wife, and and she went all quiet. She didn't say hello back. And she was talking to Nikki, and I heard the sister on the phone say to Nikki, "Nicole, we have a beautiful organisation. We have a beautiful organisation. Jehovah's organisation. What a beautiful organisation." And I just thought, and this beautiful sister, she was born into the Jehovah's Witness religion. And she's 70 this year. think she's about 70 years old this year, and she was born into the religion. She's born into it, so it's all she's ever known for 70 years. And I'm not visiting Nicole in the hospital. Oh, there's a beautiful photo of Nicole and I on the wall. Actually, I'll show you that while I'm here. That's my beautiful wife, Nicole, right, in 1998, 14th of March, 1998, and that's me in 1998. 1998, Nicole was 25, and here's me at 36 and a half. So I'm 11 and a half years older than Nicole. So there's a 25-year-old Nicole in 1998, and that's a 36 and a half year old me in 1998. I was 11 and a half years older, and that's Nikki and I. Nikki and I on our wedding day at the Kingdom Hall, and we got married in New South Wales, Australia, and that's Nikki and I. My arms folded. That's a lovely, and here we are here. This is Nikki, this coffee cup, that's a anniversary that Nikki gave me, a coffee cup. I got that coffee cup. She made that cup for me as an anniversary gift in about 2002. Nikki was 30 and I was 41 and a half. That was taken in about 2003, I think. Yeah. And here we are here, Nikki and I, wedding day. And this is the wedding photos. That's our wedding, and at the Kingdom Hall, getting married at the Kingdom Hall. And that's, the brother was Farley James. So that brother, and he was in one of the watchtowers. I think he was in the 1988 watchtower, that he was part of World War II, and he got captured by the Germans. I think he got captured by the Germans. Yeah, he got captured by the Germans, I think, and survived World War II. Farley, F-A-R-L-E. Well, his story's in the 1988 watchtower. And that's at the Kingdom Hall, New South Wales. And that's our wedding. And so here I am here. And but I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone who's send their love and beautiful Christian love. As I said, I am a Christian atheist. I love Jesus. I love the concept of Christianity. It gives people hope, but I am an atheist. I make no buts about that. I made a video yesterday. We are stuck in a cruel evolutionary machine of birth defects, birth mutations. Human body is always changing. We have a coccyx tail. We used to have a tail, us humans. You know, goosebumps on the arms. You know, the goosebumps on the arms. When you're scared or cold, your hair stick up on your arms. Well, that's when we were Neanderthals. A lion would come along, or a bear, and we'd puff up our fur. We were a lot hairier. Don't eat me, Mr. Lion. Look how big I am. And this is really interesting. This is one thing I've noticed lately. White people and Asians and white people have 2% Neanderthal DNA in them. 2% Neanderthal DNA. The Neanderthals went extinct. Now, the Neanderthals were from around Germany in the Neander Valley, and they have a lot of Neanderthal skulls. Very big browed, very big, very big jaws, bigger teeth than we have. And the Neanderthals they were saying white people and Asians have got more DNA than Africans. Africans have more Homo sapien DNA. So people from Africa are more Homo sapien. They have more Homo sapien. And we originally were all black because we come from Africa. When we went to Europe, our skin lightened. But this is interesting that the Neanderthals, they're saying their eye colour was blue. Neanderthals had red or blonde hair. They had big blue eyes, yeah. So Asians and Europeans have more Neanderthal blood in them than actually people from Africa who are more Homo sapien. Well, we're mainly Homo sapien. And the Denisovans are from Asia. And they have lots of Neanderthal skulls, lots of Cro-Magnon. They have so many human skulls of our ancestors. And if a Neanderthal was alive today, he'd just be a very big-browed, white-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde, red hair. And Adolf Hitler, this is interesting, Adolf Hitler closed down the Neanderthal Museum in Germany in the Neander Valley where the skulls were found because he didn't like the idea that Germans were ape men. We were, he didn't like that. He wasn't an atheist. So don't ever think that Adolf Hitler was an atheist. And don't ever think that atheists don't mind Jews. I love Jewish people, And the reason why a lot of Christians and a lot of Muslims don't like Jews, because the Jews were the first ones to reject Jesus, and the Jews were the first ones to reject the message of Muhammad. But I'm an atheist, and I love Jewish people. I think Jewish people are beautiful, I think all races. I love all different races. I was on the bus yesterday and I was really enjoying just the different nationalities of people. Because here in Brisbane, we have a lot of Asians, we have a lot of Indians, we have a lot of people from Africa. And it was just enjoyable that we're all related. All living things on Earth are related. All living things. And humans are primates. We're just different looking primates from each other. And we should love each other and care for each other as humans and not be so tribalistic. But unfortunately, chimpanzees are very tribalistic, and that's where we get it from, But I really want to thank Colin Zafke. He's a beautiful Christian. He's very Christ-like. And I'm all for Christianity, and I really do believe religion is an evolutionary tool that has helped man survive. The human species may have died out if it wasn't for religion. A lot of people say we're all born atheists. I disagree with that. I'm sure if you put a whole lot of babies on an island, let them grow up, they would be religious pretty quick. Our ancestors used to bury their dead loved ones with objects for the afterlife. So I disagree with that. We're all born atheists, because I believe that when we're born, we just naturally gravitate to religion as a coping mechanism. Christianity is a great painkiller. And I never want to take anyone's Christianity away from them, because I think the character of Jesus, I love. I do love Jesus. I love the character, even though I don't believe it's real. I don't know if there was a character called Jesus. I don't know if he was historical or mythological. I don't believe the Jesus Bible character, but I love his sayings. And Colin Zafke really does. And Ellie Reno and Jeff Parnell, my good friends, are all Christian, and they have beautiful Christ-like characters. And I also want to say that memorial's coming up on April 12th. Now, the memorial's coming up on the April 12th. I won't be going. Last year, my very best friend, who bawled his eyes out and begged me not to dissociate, He rang me up last year and left me a message, and I said, look, I'm not going. I'm an atheist. And I don't believe Jesus is going to be there. I don't believe Jesus is going to be there. Another brother who was a good friend of mine saw me in the street and said, Justin, come to the memorial and do it for Jesus. Do it for Jesus. And I said, I'm an atheist. And he said, see ya. Bye-bye. As soon as I said the word atheist, but I had another elder down at the carts. He said, oh, nice to see you, Justin. How are you? We do miss you, Justin. Come back to the truth. I said, I love truth. I love truth. And unfortunately, I believe the truth is atheism. And atheist, bye. As soon as I said that word, you say the A word, nothing to do with you. Not gone. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You don't exist. You cut you off. And it's sad because, as I said, my best friends are Christian. All my friends. My wife is a Christian. People say Jehovah's Witnesses aren't Christian. Well, they don't follow Christ. They don't follow Christ. As I said, I'm not going to go to the Jehovah's Witness memorial because I don't believe Jesus is going to be there. And at the Jehovah's Witness memorial, at the end of the memorial, the elder may walk up on the stage with a solemn face and a little bit of white paper, and everyone goes quiet because what's this little bit of white paper? You know, they fold up that little bit of white paper. Ever noticed that? When they ever disfellowship someone? Yeah, whenever they disfellowship someone, the elder will walk up the stage at the end of the meeting. At the end of the meeting, they'll open up a little bit of white paper, and he'll stern, and he'll say at the end of the memorial, Jesus Christ is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now let's finish with song number 37. We're Jehovah's Witnesses, we speak out in fearlessness. Ours is the God of true prophecy. What he foretells comes to be. So no more talking to Jesus. He's disfellowshipped. Jesus is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Don't eat a meal with Jesus. Don't talk to Jesus. Don't speak about Jesus. Because we're Jehovah's Witnesses. Hey? Yeah. And privileges in the congregation. You know, they say privileges. Usually privileges in the congregation equal unpaid labour. Privileges, so you get privileges in the congregation, they equal unpaid labour. And they can take those privileges away from you. Example, if you're a sister, you don't get privileges. The only privilege you get as a sister is to pioneer. Oh, sister such and such was looking at porn. Oh, is that why she can't vacuum anymore? Yeah. Sister such and such was looking at porn on her phone. That's the reason she can't vacuum or clean the toilets anymore. Yeah, all right, yeah. And the sisters should be able to give public talks. The sisters should be able to open and close in prayer. Why can't women open and close in prayer? Why can't women be elders? So if some little kid gets molested by a Jehovah's Witness, the sisters can talk to the little kid. When children get molested, women are the best ones to talk to children because 98% of molesters are men. Only 2% are women. So when a child gets molested, the best ones for a child to talk to are women. Have women elders. You have women elders. Women should be able to open up in prayer. They should be able to give public talks. You know, and what they should do with the Bible, all the sayings of Jesus, keep them. But get some scissors, cut out of the Bible everything that the Apostle Paul said, because 1 Corinthians chapter 5 is all about shunning. Cut out the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul never, ever met Jesus. He never knew Jesus. He never met him. He saw Jesus in a hallucinogenic vision when he found these little brown mushrooms at the side of the road. He got hungry. On the road to Damascus to persecute Christians, he got real hungry. He found these little brown mushrooms, ate some, and then he met the real Jesus in a vision. Hallucinogenic vision. The Apostle Paul never ever met Jesus. He just talks about Jesus as the heavenly being. He never met him. Apostle Paul never met any of Jesus' 12 disciples. So cut out of the Bible everything the Apostle Paul says. Get rid of the shunning. Get rid of everything. Apostle Paul, why on earth did he have communion with God? But he didn't even meet. He wasn't one of the 12 apostles. Just keep Jesus' sayings and get rid of the Bible, everything else. Get rid of the whole, Jesus said that, Just have a Bible of what Jesus says, So, also what I want to talk about today is grief of Jehovah's Witnesses when they have to shun you. When I dissociated, my very best friend bawled out crying. He bawled out crying, begged me on the phone, and he came round to visit me. And begged me, Justin, please. I showed him things on the phone about the Royal Commission, the Australian Royal Commission with Jeffrey Jackson. I showed him that on the phone. Just went over his head. Will you come back to Jehovah? Well, Justin, he shook my hand with tears in his eyes, and he said, You'll be back before too long. That was 7 years ago. Had another elder who came around to visit Nicole with another elder. I reckon they were sussing out Nicole to see if she'd gone apostate too. And 2 elders came around to visit Nicole while I was window cleaning at work. 2 elders came around to visit Nicole while I was window cleaning at work. And one of the elders was crying. One of the elders was actually tears rolling down on his eyes, and he sobbed a little bit. He cried. And when I came home from work, from window cleaning, I said, how did it go with the 2 elders? And she said, well, brother such and such, who was my very good friend, he was crying. So I got on the phone that night, and I said, oh, brother. He said, who's this? I said, it's Justin Porter. He said, not talking to you, you're disfellowshipped. Not talking to you, you're disfellowshipped. Write down. Put the phone down. Yeah. And I'm not disfellowshipped, I dissociated. I wrote a letter, And also, I had another brother who lives a few kilometres away, and his wife was crying. He said, yeah, my wife is crying, Justin. Yeah, she's crying because you're dissociating. Because I rang up people and tell them I'm dissociating, and I said, look at the Royal Commission. It was the Australian Royal Commission into child abuse. And Jeffrey Jackson, that was the key thing. And I said, look at the Royal Australian Commission, that's why I'm dissociating, And what was the other one? There was a, what was it? Oh, can't believe it. The sister that chaperoned Nikki and I, she bawled out crying on the phone. She cried on the phone. Yeah. We had a lot of grief that Jehovah's Witnesses go to when someone is disfellowshipped. They lose their family member, they lose their good friend. I told a sister down at Woolworths, I said, oh, sister such and such, I'm dissociating, and they're going to make the announcement on Tuesday night. And she said, oh, I can't talk to you anymore. Yeah, I can't talk to you anymore. Bye. Just did that. Can't talk to you anymore. Bye. Shame, isn't it? What a shame, you know. She didn't cry, though, you know, because it wasn't that close. I wasn't that close, you know. But when you're close to people, they grieve. They grieve. They grieve. My wife cried. My wife was sobbing at the Kingdom Hall. She was crying at the Kingdom Hall after I dissociated, and she couldn't go to the meetings for a while because she was so grief-stricken about me dissociating. She would cry at the Kingdom Hall because I wasn't sitting next to her. She'd cry. She'd cry. And I would go to the Kingdom Hall, you know, if they didn't shun me. I say, oh, g'day, I don't care what you believe in. I think it's a nice belief. I love paradise. I love panda bears. I love tigers. I love all that. But I don't like worshipping 11 dudes in New York City. 11 dudes in New York City, you know, who think they're God. You're trusting in nobles. Jesus says trust in Jesus, and I'm an atheist. I'm not ashamed to be an atheist. I'm an unashamed atheist who's not afraid of burning in hell, as most Christians believe. Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe, but I'd rather be tied to a stake and set on fire like they used to do in the Dark Ages, in the Middle Ages. When you questioned the church, they would burn you to death at the stake. Shunning is more painful than being burnt to stake. Like, Lisa, you burnt to death at the stake. It might take, I don't know, half an hour to die. How long does it take to die when you're set on fire? But I've felt more pain, and you've felt more. You ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, Colin Zafka, you know what I mean, and Ellie Reno and Jeff Parnell, my good friends, you know what it's like to be shunned. How painful that is. How painful it is to be shunned. How traumatic it is, you know. It just makes you... And it's not good for your health. It's not good for your health to be shunned and isolated, and it's not good for the health of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's not good for their health either, because they hate shunning. I used to hate shunning people, but I would always shun them. I would never talk to disfellowship people or dissociated. I was always a shunner. I was shunned. No qualms about it. You disfellowship. I wouldn't, because this is Jehovah's loving arrangement. Who am I to take away Jehovah's discipline from this person, you know? So at the memorial this year, 2025 memorial, there should be an announcement at the end of the meeting. Jesus Christ is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And why can't that sister do vacuuming anymore? She was looking at porn on her phone. And you young brothers and sisters, every time you masturbate, you put another nail in Jesus' hand. Every time you masturbate, you put you're putting another nail in Jesus' hand. And prayer is good for you. Praying is good for you. So pray for me. Pray for me. And I might even say a little prayer now. Thank you, God, so much. Thank you, God of the universe, Mother Nature. Thank you for giving us life. Thank you for helping us be born. Thank you for feeding us, Mother Nature. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being alive. Thank you for the love and happiness and the kindness. Thank you, Mother Nature, for Christians. Thank you, Mother Nature, for Christians, because I had some beautiful Christians ring me up. I had beautiful Christians ring me up yesterday and give me beautiful comments from across around the world. Thank you, Mother Nature, for Christians. Thank you, Mother Nature, for true Christians. And thank you, Mother Nature, for atheists who are Christian atheists. I'm a Christian atheist. I love Jesus. Don't ever get me wrong. I think it'd be a very sad world if we didn't have Christianity. And we're always going to have religion. We need religion. We're human primates. We need religion. Evolution has given us religion as a coping mechanism. We would have died out if it wasn't for religion. And we're not all born atheists. We'd automatically gravitate to religion. Children will invent a god. Put them on an island, no God, no religion. They're going to invent one pretty quick. We are religious apes. It's just our coping. It's the way evolution keeps us alive. It gives us purpose and hope. Because I tell you what, atheism is a pretty hard, cold, lonely road, you know. And I'm all for Jesus, you know. And even though I don't believe in him, I believe in his love and teachings and everything. It's pretty confusing, I know. But yeah, I want to thank you all again. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, half an hour. God, I can talk. What a blabbermouth. Oh, how do you put up with me for half an hour? I'll never know.